Bore da. I trust that you all had a relaxing weekend. And for us at Waterfront, it was great to be back in church yesterday afternoon and meeting the folk again. We have in our congregation at Waterfront one of our brothers whose delight is in photography. And over the past 2 years, he has produced a calendar for us with some photos that he has taken with a verse underneath. And Keith chose for September a picture of Tembe lit up, and the verse that he has placed on the calendar for the month of September were the words of Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5 and verse 16. And it reads like this: "In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." As I said, this is part of the Sermon on the Mount, and Jesus has already shared the Beatitudes with his disciples. And now in the verse on the calendar, he has moved on to share with the disciples how they are salt and light in the world. Let me read to you the verses of Jesus, and they're verses 13 through to 16. He said, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, that they might see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Two important things he shares with the disciples in this particular verse. First, he reminds the Christian that they are salt in this world. And salt is important for two particular things. First of all, salt is a cleansing agent. Salt brings healing. Very often we are encouraged to put salt on wounds in order that it might clean them. Very often we have to gargle salt if we have some throat infection. It's a cleansing agent or a healing agent. And as Christians, we are salt in the world. We, through the gospel, are bringing something of the healing power of Jesus into the lives of men and women. Did not Jesus say that he came to preach the good news to the poor, and that his message was to bring healing to the broken-hearted? And may God help us to be cleansing agents in this world of sin, bringing something of the healing power of the gospel to hurting people. And then also, salt adds taste or flavor. And as Christians, we are to be salt. We are to bring some flavor to life. I trust that men and women, when they're in our company as Christians, we don't give them a sour experience, but rather something of the flavor of true life that is found in knowing the Saviour. And then secondly, he reminds Christians that they are light in the world. And of course, light dispels darkness. And as we reflect something of Jesus, who indeed is the light of the world, I trust that our living and our sharing and witnessing for the Saviour dispels something of darkness in our communities and even within our own families. And then, of course, light also shows the way. And in this dark world that we find ourselves in, as men and women are traveling headlong into a lost eternity, may we be a light that shows them the way. Jesus, who said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And so, let your light shine, said Jesus. And he says that two things will happen when we let our light shine. First, they will see our good deeds. And I trust that every one of us lives such a life that produces works. And then he says that our good deeds will glorify God. So with us, by us rather, letting our light shine before men, they will see the good deeds that we perform, and that will bring glory to our Father in heaven. So, with the words of the old song, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And may God help each of us to do it for his name's sake. God bless you.